Well, hello and welcome back to the Tao Manifesting Tarot, the most innovative tarot reading on the internet. Why? How? Well, real simple. First, I take a three-card read, three tarot cards, and then I reveal the essential energy contained in all three. Each card has a frequency of its own, but I blend them together into a single frequency. I want it to be a simple, clear, direct message. All three energies combined into one. Very powerful juju. So the idea is to give you a reading that you can almost feel, giving you a virtual big picture. No fantasy, no unicorns, no rainbows, no woo woo. The matrix revealed, your matrix, tarot matrix. Literally, it's human kryptonite. Tarot is the science of your potential. Tarot transmutation. That's really kind of what I'm going for. That's what manifesting is all about. To transmute your life, or at least a part of your life, with your own images. What it does is bring your frequency to life. Now, once I have the key to your tarot frequency, I look for the instructions on how to make it usable to you, how to make it effective. I literally give you the cosmic weather report from the tarot energy, three cards into one. But I add to that. Remember, I just said a cosmic weather report? We got to see what the weather's like out there, the cosmic weather. So I use two databases, either historical astrology. I've done astrology for over 50 years, numerology for over 50, tarot for 20. So after you get the three into one tarot frequency, that's your laser beam, right? Then I can go to astrologic, use historical astrology, or I can use moments in time, actual focused life images, images capturing the feeling of this tarot frequency. Either way, the idea is to give you the tarot frequency and the best way to power it up in your life, to literally empower you, the kryptonite. So, knowing repetitive patterns, you not only know your energetic destination, but what it's going to feel like when you get there. And that will keep your spiritual kryptonite strong and vital. That's the whole point. Today, the message is bend, don't break. Bend, don't break. Flexibility. That's really what's being called here. We have a situation we're facing, and flexibility is really the only option. But let's go to the cosmic cycles. Let's get a little clarification on that, huh? Cosmic cycles, today's tarot message, pretzel logic. You know what a pretzel is, right? Well, that's kind of where your logic has to be right now. We have a choice in our life. Break down a barrier, walk around it. What that means is be flexible, but firm. You don't melt, you're not a pool of jello. Know your destination, developing the energy and the effort to keep focused on it. That's what you're doing. You got to know where you're headed, and then you have to combine the energy and the focus. That's where the tarot comes in. Those are the tools. Over, under, sideways, down, doesn't make any difference. Make the moves to a better and fairer world. First, for yourself, and then manifest that energy outwards. That's what it's all about. Before we get to more detail, I just want to remind you I do have an email. Please feel free to use it. You don't have to be positive. I prefer that you weren't negative, but whatever's on your mind doesn't make any difference. Get it out there. I stay on top of it. I'll get back to you. Tao-tarot at proton.me. Tao-tarot at proton.me. And I thank you in advance for dropping me a line. Very important stuff. All right, so let's get to it. Today we're doing the thinking out loud portion. Whew, this has been coming up recently quite a bit, and it's really a critical part of what's going on in the world. There are certain alliances, I will call them, and Jews are a critical part of that alliance because they they have control. So, thinking out loud, we have a guy up here in the upper left, a Jew who is gleeful to talk about the destruction of the West. They have said so. I understand, and I haven't seen it, but apparently the Talmud kind of lays it out too. And the bottom left, throughout history, Jewish communities have faced expulsions from numerous countries. While the exact number is difficult to pinpoint definitively, it's been estimated that Jews have been expelled from at least 109 different locations throughout history. I've seen 200 countries or city states kicking them out. These guys say 109. I've read over 200, just over 200. For a total, by the way, of 1,000 times over their history. And yet they still have the gonads to, well, it's everybody's fault. They're anti Semites. When you have a 2,000 to 3,000 year history of doing the same thing the same way, having the same results, and then you blame other people, sorry. And I'm getting to believe that even though they said that they were kicked out of Egypt, or that they were, let go, they were slaves, let go, Moses and the Jews were probably kicked out for the same reason that they were kicked out of Greece, of Rome. In fact, some notable examples of their being expelled: England, 2090, France, 1306, 1394, Spain, 1492. 1492, when Columbus began his expedition. These are the people who formed the Bank of England. English nobility had no control over it. English nobility wanted to go to war, so the European Jew bankers came in and said, hey, we'll fund it, but you got to do us a favor, along with, of course, pay us interest. Let us start the Bank of England. That's why you see so many connections between the United States and England. The Fed is the brother, I guess, to the Bank of England. And then, of course, we have Rome, and Germany's always tied in there somewhere. But just to let you know, in a long list of countries that kicked out the Jews for the same reason, it was their banking, among other things. I'll get into the rest of the stuff down the road. Boy, you should have seen what they did in Germany. So England 2090, France 1306, 1394, Spain 1492 for their banking practices primarily. Up in the upper right, instead of a no Kings protest, how about a no AIPAC protest? That would solve 99.9% of our problems in this country. And apparently JFK knew about it. Little cartoon type thing here. AIPAC is a foreign agent for saying that, and for trying to take control of our banking system. Well, we know what had happened there. Let's go to the meme of the day. We got 4 more. Up in the upper left, the Kalergi is an 11-point plan to subvert Western civilization. Racism, confusion, the teaching of sex and homosexuality to kids. The list is 11. You can read it for yourself. Oh, by the way, in the upper right, Tom Moore writes, Congress has exempted themselves from the vaccine mandates. You have to take it, damn it. You have to take it. We don't have to. That should make you very suspicious. By the way, bottom right, the same people who lined up for their sheeple shots are going to be the same ones who get the digital ID. And the final little meme here on the left, bottom left, the severance of humanity will be our downfall. All roads lead to Agenda 2030. I mean, they're breathing down hard. They're going to start twisting hard. And for all the people who say, well, listen, we have to protest. We got to protest. We got to lock them down. We got to shut down the businesses. You're wrong. We're in a conundrum. There's no question about it. They would be looking, the power people would be looking for some sort of a violent action, and they would then probably bring down at least the police force, if not the military. Unless the police force and military were on the side of the people, that's a good sign. But short of that, they would bring down their goons because we were getting violent. On the other hand, if we don't get violent, you don't pull the weed out by the root. So you shut down their business. They're going to come back harder, faster. You haven't gotten rid of the problem. Yeah, okay, maybe you shut off the money. They got so much of it, it's not going to mean anything. And you will not have gotten rid of the weed. How do you get rid of a weed? You pull it out by its roots. Let's go to the missing link, tying it all together. Talk about the Federal Reserve. Founded 23rd of December, 1913. Took years and years and years to put together. And the final act was the sinking of the Titanic, or I think it was the sister ship of the Titanic. They looked very, very similar, but there were subtle differences. And the sister ship of the Titanic was built poorly. They had problems with it. So you load up a bunch of people and you go flying through an ice field. I mean, they had full speed ahead. That was the command. Full speed ahead through an ice field. What do you think is going to happen? North Atlantic going through an ice field, full speed. You're going to run into problems. That was not the point. There were 4, 5, maybe 6 different people on the Titanic, very wealthy, the wealthiest of the wealthy, who were stopping the Fed. They didn't want a central bank. Well, the guys who wanted the central bank, like J.P. Morgan and others, said, we're tired of this crap. We had the first Bank of America back in the late 1700s. We had the second Bank of America in the 1830s. They stopped us. No more. So we're going to put you guys on a ship. We're going to sink the ship. No kidding. December 23rd, 1913, they get it. President Woodrow Wilson, who helped encourage the move, said, man, did I screw up. Within a day or two after doing it, he said, I sold our country. I'm ashamed. Of course, he never did anything to fix the problem. Here's an idea. Let's take all this money that we've found wasted. Let's use it to raise Social Security. The benefits for seniors. Wouldn't that be better than going to Israel or Ukraine or Venezuela or wherever the hell they want to send it? And the final piece of information here on the missing link is from Ben Franklin. Boy, he said a lot of good, smart things. And after the Constitutional Convention, Ben Franklin was asked whether the new government was a monarchy or a republic. He replied, quote, a republic if you can keep it, warning that liberty would always demand vigilance. That's the thing that's missing in the American public. We're typical people. Lazy, myopic, stupid. I don't want to have to do anything. Well, you see what kind of government. Remember, this is a government by the people, for the people, of the people. If you're unhappy with the government, people are involved. You, me. It's our fault. Let's do the tarot for today. Interesting layout of cards. 3 cards that are powerful in their own way. Death card talks about shedding, transformation. That's really what it is. You think of nature. Trees lose their leaves, plants die, but they come back. Death means getting rid of the stuff that's dead. Trim it. Prune it. That's where we are right now. We cannot. That's why I say you're going to sit there and protest and make noise. So what? What does that do to them? They can shut down our electric grid. They can shut down our food. They can shut down our banks. Who has the power? You're bitching and moaning about their business and you go, I'm not going to buy anything. Or them shutting off your electricity, your banking, and your food. Who's got the power? Next card's the Moon card. Fear and illusion. And because of the illusion, you have the fear when you're not certain. And that's where we're at right now. What are they going to do next? When's the next shoe going to fall? It's a psyops. If they can destroy us mentally, they can kill us spiritually, and that's the process. But there is always that chance the sun will break through. Clarity, vitality. It's possible, but we have to shed and transform and quit buying into the delusion. Sun power comes through with clarity and vitality. But again, begin with you. It is up to us. Are we up to the challenge? Time's up. Thank you so much. One of the things that money can't buy is time. I realize that when you come here every day, it is an investment. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There are no words. That's it. Like and subscribe. Weird stuff going on the internet. Subscriber stuff is moving around. There are cutouts on the internet. Platforms up, down, up, down, up, down. They're up to something. There's no doubt about it. They're up to something. Bend, don't break. You're going to have to be flexible, but you got to move forward. Between now and the next time you and I get together and do more tarot, peace and blessings.